shining with all his might. He did his very best to make the billows smooth and bright. And this was odd, because it was the middle of the night. The moon was shining sulkily, because she thought the sun had got no business to be there after the day was done. It's very rude of him, she said, to come and spoil all the fun. The sea was wet as wet could be. The sands were dry as dry. You could not see a cloud because no cloud was in the sky. No birds were flying overhead. There were no birds to fly. The walrus and the carpenter were walking close at hand. They wept like anything to see such quantities of sand. If this were only cleared away, they said, it would be grand. If 7 maids with 7 mops swept it for half a year, do you suppose, the walrus said, that they could get it clear? I doubt it, said the carpenter, and shed a bitter tear. O oysters, come and walk with us, the walrus did beseech. A pleasant walk, a pleasant talk along the briny beach. We cannot do with more than 4 to give a hand to each. The eldest oyster looked at him, but never a word said he. The eldest oyster winked his eye and shook his heavy head, meaning to say he did not choose to leave the oyster bed. But 4 young oysters hurried up, all eager for the treat. Their coats were brushed, their faces washed, their shoes were clean and neat. And this was odd, because they hadn't any feet. 4 other oysters followed them, and yet another 4, and thick and fast they came at last, and more and more and more, all hopping through the frothy waves and scrambling to the shore. The walrus and the carpenter walked on a mile or so, and then they rested on a rock, conveniently low. And all the little oysters stood and waited in a row. The time has come, the walrus said, to talk of many things, of shoes and ships and sealing wax, of cabbages and kings, and why the sea is boiling hot, and whether pigs have wings. But wait a bit, the oysters cried, before we have our chat, for some of us are out of breath, and all of us are fat. No hurry, said the carpenter. They thanked him much for that. A loaf of bread, the walrus said, is what we chiefly need. Pepper and vinegar besides are very good indeed. Now if you're ready, oysters dear, we can begin to feed. But not on us, the oysters cried, turning a little blue. After such kindness, that would be a dismal thing to do. The night is fine, the walrus said. Do you admire the view? It was so nice of you to come, and you are very nice. The carpenter said nothing but, cut us another slice. I wish you were not quite so deaf. I'd had to ask you twice. It seems a shame, the walrus said, to play them such a trick, after we've brought them out so far and made them trot so quick. The carpenter said nothing but, the butter's spread too thick. I weep for you, the walrus said. I deeply sympathize. With sobs and tears he sorted out those of the largest size, holding his pocket handkerchief before his streaming eyes. "O oysters," said the carpenter, "you've had a pleasant run. Shall we be trotting home again?" But answer came there none, and this was scarcely odd, because they'd eaten every one. Ooh, it's the Walrus and the Carpenter from Alice in the Wonderland. Of course, Lewis Carroll. A lot of people say that the walrus might be a large Buddha-shaped or other kind of religious figure, and of course the carpenter, everybody knows who that is. Everybody knows the carpenter. But let's go ahead and get started on today's Thomas Hunt Show. This is THS, Thomas Hunt Show. Today is Sunday, March 8th, 2020. My name is Thomas Hunt, and here's what's happening in Bitcoin today. The price of Bitcoin is down and continues to decline during this program. The price of Bitcoin is down 6.59% in the last 24 hours, with a last of 8,322, a high of 9,205, and a low of 8,307. That's $1 for 11,977 Satoshis. Whoop! Just up to 12,000. The Dow Jones is closed because it's Sunday. Checking out our top stories, according to News BTC, Bitcoin just printed a Darth Maul candle at 9,000. Here's what that means for BTC. Well, it means all those jokes we used to tell years ago about Darth Maul candles have really paid off because they're using it now as a term of art. So that's great. There's the Darth Maul candle right there. As you can see, Bitcoin took a 1% jump up to 9,200, then crashed 3% and continued lower as if, according to the article, perhaps there was no support under BTC. So very strange Darth Maul candle. They say the Darth Maul candle could be bearish for Bitcoin, continuing to drive the price lower. $1.4 million in Bitcoin on the move as Ripple sends That doesn't make any sense. As Ripple sends $10 million in XRP to co-founder Jed McCaleb. This was a great old story about Jed McCaleb. Once upon a time, he created Ripple and he created Mt. Gox and he kept moving to new projects. Now I think he's on Stellar. And Ripple owed him quite a large portion of their Mighty Ripple pre-mine. So there it is. Mighty Ripple pre-mine is getting moved. Jed is getting paid $1.4 billion worth of Bitcoin. Whew, that sounds better. So there you go. 85 million ripples being sent to Jed. So that's not great for Ripple. Let's see. They think McCaleb has sold $1 billion worth of Ripple since 2014. So thanks for supporting Jed McCaleb when you buy Ripple. Think about that. Bitcoin eyes close above $14,000 according to textbook technical indicator. Let's see. They say a head and shoulders pattern, which is a reliable indicator in predicting an asset's bullish to bearish trend reversal. Let's see. This was probably before we went up to 9,200 or 92,000 or whatever it is, 9,200 and bopped back down. So we're not seeing it here. I like this part though. The halving coronavirus combo. That's really what it's all about, isn't it? Is the halving going to make the price of Bitcoin go up? Traditional wisdom says yes. Is the coronavirus going to wreck the entire economy, including Bitcoin? Traditional wisdom generally says yes. It says wrecking the entire economy includes Bitcoin. Other people say no, Bitcoin is outside of the entire economy. People will give up on the old school economy and join Bitcoin. I'm not so sure. Either way, coronavirus is getting worse every day. Like they were saying the other day on the Bitcoin group that it's doubling every 3 days. So if it could just stop doing that, that'd be great. Meanwhile, Plan B is sticking to the stock to flow model. He says we're entering one of the last of the blue dots on his chart, ready to see some red dots or maybe some orange dots on the massive jump up from the $10,000 level to the $100,000 level. Will it happen? Will it not happen? Blame the coronavirus. No one knows. Check out Tallycoin, where we're collecting donations to raise $1 million in Bitcoin. Our goal is back up to 121 Bitcoin as the price of Bitcoin is declining. We've had a few more donations thanks to 300,000 Satoshis, 500,000 Satoshis, and 300,000 Satoshis. Did you know you can use the Lightning Network to donate with Tallycoin, and you can create your own fundraiser for free? No one can charge you anything for it at tallyco.in. This is the Thomas Hunt Show. It's supposed to be the chat. It's not the chat. Oh, I remember. We're going to do yesterday's comments from a few days ago. Yesterday's comments. Everyone's favorite part. Let's see what's going on here. AJ writes, "Hi, Thomas. This is Ari from Miami Beach, Florida. You may or may not remember me, but I called a few times to your show a year ago. Just want to say I'm a huge fan of yours, and thank you for everything you're doing for the Bitcoin community. We need leaders like you. Keep up the good work." Hey, thanks, Ari. Thanks so much. Robert Roper writes in saying that the audio on the Twitter feed was inaudible. Yes, those British people spoke very quietly when they were saying that Bitcoin has no intrinsic value and that you will lose all your money. But you've been told that lots of times, so you know that. You don't need more quiet-speaking British people to tell you that. Let's see. To When to T1 says, "Tried and true is Thomas Hunt." Thanks, Thomas. Keep it up, man. Thank you so much. Roll Duke says, "We love you, Thomas." Thank you. And BTC Moon Guy says, "Great show as usual." Thank you for the comment. And now more yesterday's comments. The Universe Galaxy says, "Man, let me work with you on the program. If you have the means to set up a call-in program, you should put something more entertaining than this on. Send me an email and I'll work with you to make your program even better, because you obviously have the experience to know how to put everything together and make it happen then." Well, give me a call, Universe Galaxy. The phone lines are open right now at 1-518-600-1949. Let me check, make sure my phone's on. Or you can Skype us at World Crypto Network. All one word. We are taking your calls, but the audience is just waking up here on this Sunday morning, and sometimes you have to keep the shows a little slow in the beginning so that everyone can kind of get situated in the chat and get their likes ready and get their comments and so forth. Also, I think the show's a little better with a co-host. I'll say that. It's better to have someone to bounce ideas off of. A lot of the times I feel like I'm just talking to myself here, and after about an hour or so, I run out of things to say even to myself. Sometimes not. Let's check out these comments from the Bitcoin group. Thanks to Jeremy for timestamping the Bitcoin group. This is invaluable work that Jeremy does here. Thanks so much to Jeremy Sager. If you ever see one of these timestamps in the comments, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Maybe send a nice comment. Tell Jeremy thanks for what he does. And if you ever see a video that doesn't have one and you want to timestamp it, you can do it. Anyone can do it. Anyone can volunteer, join in, spread the word, write articles, write comments, these kind of things you can do right here. All right, Roy's got a long one. Let's see what Roy's up to. The story of the week, the meathead virus, of course. I'm too lazy to explain the term right now. Greta, she, like me, probably thinks the next meathead virus is already in the works, because we never learn lessons, unfortunately. This is not the way to fix climate change, but meatheads will be meatheads, so whatever. Time for some swine or bat or bird or mad cow or camel or pangolin or dog or civet McNuggets, anyone? Cultural eats. The price we're willing to pay for satisfying our meaty taste buds. Actually, we're not, till maybe now, the ones paying the price, are we? And therein lies the larger point. Hint, stupid viruses see us as their animal ag, and they have no morals either. That's right, the viruses have no morals. They'll eat anything, even a nursing home full of people. The virus is vicious. Be prepared if you can. I don't even know if anyone can be prepared. Drink more water. Drink more water and wash your hands. Oh, no. All right, water it is. All right, so we've got some more yesterday's comments. Cab writes, "If you can dry off a cat in a microwave, you can teach it to mine Bitcoin." The cat, that is. And Roy's back again. He's got another one. He says, "You're all wrong. Elon is right. We're in a simulation and probably stuck in the game-ending play now. When the game pawns start to realize they're being played, the kid playing the game may not like it and might decide to break the game. The kid just sprinkles a nasty virus on the game. Game over. Air clean, water clean, climate good. Let more and better evolution begin. Game on again. Markets? Just buy SDS. No problems. Long-term hope? Get BTC. So, pretty depressing thoughts there from Roy today. But we're just checking out yesterday's comments, and we've got a few more. Remember, you could be included in yesterday's comments. All you have to do is comment yesterday. This might be impossible. We've got some more from Cab. He says, volumosity, in reference to the amazing large books that I showed yesterday on Saturday, Large Book Day. And he also says, what do you think of this? Or this is this, as fun ways to introduce the show. And I think those would be fun, and that this is a fun title. So that's about it for yesterday's comments. Now on to today's comments. Check out Mrs. Sheffield, who says, oh, nice, the THS. Dylan says, happy daylight savings time. I hate daylight savings time. If I had a political platform of non-political ideas, number 1, eliminate daylight savings time. Number 2, eliminate the penny, which I've expanded to include the nickel and the dime. So just be quarters. Just quarters. Here's your change. Couple of quarters, nothing. What else was there? Those are the main two. Yeah. Oh, a metric system. We're switching to the metric system. It's over. And in exchange, we should try to pull a deal where we get England, Malta, and India to start driving their cars on the right side of the road. But that might be too much to ask. Let's see. Joe says, love the 49ers hat. I'm sticking with the 49ers. Also, back in the day, I used to think this said SF, soft fork. Soft fork. But yeah, we're sticking with the Niners. It was a tough loss in the Super Bowl. But again, the Chiefs hadn't won it in 50 years or something. The 49ers win all the time, so it's fine, But now, it was a surprise to see them there. They were not a great team the year before, something like 2-10 or 3-11 or something horrible, and they turned it around, made it all the way to the Super Bowl. But unfortunately, like my beloved Golden Knights, this might be kind of a one-time appearance. They might need a new cast or Tom Brady or something to get them back to the Super Bowl. Let's see. Moonshine Fuel says, the eldest oyster. Yeah, you got to watch out for that one. He's a smart one. And Satoshi, old wise one, call Thomas. We are accepting calls from Satoshi Nakamoto or anyone on the Satoshi Nakamoto team. Of course, I would have them go ahead and approve by signing the keys. We'd have someone like Peter Todd check it, someone who won't take any bullshit. And then we'd find out right for sure who Satoshi is. So there we go. Let's see what else is going on. They say Bitcoin is dead. Blame Corona. So damn you, beer. You killed Bitcoin, you bastard. So Chewy said that they'd like to co-host. Go ahead and call in right now at 1-518-600-1949 or Skype World Crypto Network. Let's see. Everyone guess in the chat. My screen time, was it up or down last week? And guess the percentage. Up or down. And there has been times when my screen time has gone down. So it's not impossible. Let's see. Sorry, where are bull people? We're all bulls. It just depends on the time frame. And favorite does not have a U in it. Yes, it does. You forgot how to spell proper. Up 5%. I don't know if anybody's up 5%. Let's check the chart again. It seems like Bitcoin is down 7.32%. Waiting for the chart to load. We're loading the Bitcoin average price. The average price of Bitcoin across several exchanges is down 7.25%, with a last of 8,265, a high of 9,205, and a low of 8,211. That was a really quick move to 9,200. If you close your eyes, you might have missed it. Here we go, rewinding on the chart. Looking at the week, look at the quick pop up jagged down, little movement, jagged down, little movement, down, then a big down, little down, and then now that's where we are now. So now you get to make your decision, given all of this information. Good luck with that. Checking out the chat, down 9%, number 9. Moonshine Fuel sees good prices. Stock market is still closed, still down. The world's still freaked out about coronavirus. It's your chance to call in live and talk about it, but you're running out of time. Running out of time. Let's see what else we got going on today on the show. We did the price. The Satoshis is back to 12. We were at 10 just minutes ago, it seems. But maybe on our way to 15,000 Satoshis, something like that. That's a good deal. We talked about some of this price action, the Darth Maul candle, the big up and then the big down. It's hilarious that they're calling it Darth Maul now. Can we just have them call it anything? Ripple is sending a confusing amount of money, a lot of money, to Jeb McCaleb. Maybe it's time to get a loan from Jed. Hey, Jed. But yes, Ripple continues to pay somebody. Somebody gets paid on Ripple. Maybe not the people who buy it. Bitcoin eyes close above $14,000 according to Textbook Technical Indicator. I think this was before the Darth Maul candle. Now, no one knows. Dun, 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 dun. But Plan B is still bullish, says we got the stock to flow model, says the halving is good to go. We're priced in. We're looking for this big move upward, or the coronavirus is going to wreck us all. What do you guys think? What will happen? Tell us in the chat. We'll check it out one more time, and then we're going to end the show. Just a nice short update show for Sunday morning. How do they call a giant green candle? I don't know. The price goes up. People buy it. But I think that's about it for today's episode of the Thomas Hunt Show. Thanks to everybody for joining us. This is a quick update episode. Just keep the show going. Check out the price. See what's going on. See that Darth Maul candle action. Woo! And give you guys just a little bit of Alice in Wonderland there at the beginning by Lewis Carroll. Until next time, bye-bye.